I think it's really important to
Right.
not push yourself too far in a job like this. It's really easy to try and squeeze clients in, and you
Right.
feel guilty sometimes, but you just need to prioritize yourself and make sure you're giving yourself enough downtime. Otherwise, you'll start to hate it a little bit. I've been in that position where I thought, oh my God, do I even like this job? What shall I do? And
Yeah.
I just realized that I needed to just prioritize myself a little bit better.
Polish in my hand, I'm ready to create each nail a masterpiece. I can hardly wait. Soft pastels or vibrant hues, each tells a tale in their artistry of nails. Nothing ever fails. With each swirl and twirl, let the magic begin. In this kingdom of gloss, there's no end to the wind. Gloss on my fingertips, watch them shine bright. Painted like a canvas, colors taking flight. Feeling fierce and fabulous, I'm ready to ignite. Slaying the nail game every single night. Nails and beauty talk with ASIATHABIRD. Nails and beauty talk with ASIATHABIRD.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nails and Beauty Talk. I am your host, Asia the Bird. So I have a very special guest with us today. She is a very talented nail artist from the UK, from Manchester. Please welcome Spicy Cow Nails. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
Hello, hello. So I want to go ahead and get started by asking you, Elena, where are you originally from, and tell us about your upbringing.
I'm originally from Bolton, which is a town just outside of the Manchester city centre. It's in the Greater Manchester area, but not too far away from the city.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I want to get into as far as your school experience. So tell us about your school experience, like primary school, secondary, possibly university, things like
Yeah.
that.
I went to primary school in Bolton. I pretty much lived there like my whole life. I had a really good upbringing actually. Like I had a really good experience in primary school. Did a lot of artsy things even way back then. Really enjoyed my time throughout primary school. I was one of the few people who did enjoy school, I
Mhm.
feel like. So I was quite lucky in that sense, really. In secondary school, pretty much the same. I did really well with like my grades and things like that. I was quite book smart, as well as being
Yeah.
creative. So I feel very blessed that I've been able to pass on these skills into my career now, really.
Yeah, I want to definitely get into as far as the nail industry. So who or what exposed you to the nail industry?
I actually got exposed to the nail industry through my best friend at the time. She was actually following Lana, who's a nail tech from Leeds who does like really cool
Mhm.
custom artwork. She
Yeah.
actually ordered a set of her press-on nails, and I decided to order some as well. And then when I got them, I was like, these are amazing. I love this. I want to have a go, basically. It was really inspiring.
Yeah, absolutely, most definitely. Yeah, it's very interesting because like, you look at different nail artists and it really inspires you to get into the field,
Yeah,
the same field. And that's kind of the same thing with me. When I first started getting into nails, like I looked at other nail artists that were on the top of their game, 10 to 30 10 to 30 years of experience as far as just being in the nail industry, as far as doing nail competitions, as far as doing different categories like fantasy, 3D nail art, and things like
yeah,
that. People like Viv Simmons and Catherine Wong and Sam Biddle. These are the people that I really looked at. I started looking at like Nail Pro magazine and stuff like that,
yeah,
and I would watch my mom get her nails done. She always get French tips all the time, pink and white.
yeah,
And so, yeah, it's very interesting. Like you get inspired by someone who's already doing it and inspires you to do it.
definitely. Even to this day, I follow Lana. She was a massive
Yeah.
inspiration of mine, and so many nail techs. A lot of nail techs I follow are in Paris. Weirdly, they've got a really
Mm.
cool nail scene over there, which I didn't
Yeah.
expect. And obviously in the US as well, a lot of similar styles to the kind of stuff that I like to do. Really interesting to
Mhm.
see how different styles are around the world.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, most definitely. And the thing is with Paris, like, there's this one nail artist. I don't know if you heard of her or not. Her name is Eva. She goes by Nails Up.
Oh, I don't know actually. I don't think I've heard of her.
Yeah, yeah, she's a black nail artist, from France, and she's very good at nail art. Her work is absolutely amazing, especially the bling nail art that she does. It's
Yeah,
amazing. Whew.
I'll have to go and have a look.
Yeah, yeah, it's really, really awesome. I want to get into as far as your nail art style. So, how would you describe your nail art style?
I feel like my nail art style is probably like, I'd like to say it's bright, bold, colourful, with like a bit of a Y2K kind of edge going on. I love
Yeah,
vivid colours, patterns, anything that
yeah.
just like grabs your attention really. But I just
Hmm.
can't resist like rhinestones and glamorous things as well. So it's like a
Hmm.
nice little mix of all those.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because I think what I like about your work is that I love how you take pictures of your work, but also too like I like how you play with different mediums, like also not only with color, but also like with chrome, like how you said
Yeah.
bling, things like that. I like how you bring different elements together to make a body of work on all 10 nails. And I think what you're very good at is like making things very cohesive and bring all those elements together. You know what I mean? And that's something that I think people in the nail industry could learn more about, just understanding how to add different elements and to really, put them together and stuff like that. I think composition, or come from an artist's point of view, composition is very, very important. How you build your composition and how you strategically put things together can make a difference into a body of work.
Yeah, definitely. That was something I thought I'd really struggle with, but when I first started doing nails, it was hard to
Mhm.
kind of understand color theory and
Right.
like what kind of shades would go well with things. And that was
Mhm.
like a big learning process. But
Right.
I studied fine art at college and I did a bit of photography. I did photography at uni, so I feel like a lot of composition and color and lightings and things like that actually
Yeah.
really started to lend itself to nails when I started to bring back those things that I've learned from studying, and just put it into nails really. It could just kind
Mm.
of click.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, most definitely. So you're the co-owner of Confession Booth, which is located in Manchester. So what has been your experience working and owning a salon?
Well, Confession Booth is actually a really recent endeavor of ours. We've been open for less than 3 months now. So it's been a bit crazy, definitely, going from working as an employed nail tech to being in our own studio. But I feel like the same as anyone, it's always been like a dream to have my own studio, something that I can like put my stamp on.
Mhm.
And it's been surprisingly not as stressful as I thought it was going to be. So I'm really hoping
Right.
it stays that way. I had a really good clientele who were willing to follow me wherever I went. And I opened the studio with my best friend as well, which I feel like has just made it such a positive experience. And it's made it really easy to work in there and bring the vibes.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, most definitely. So I want to push forward and talk about your experience in terms of working in a salon. So you also worked at Doll Parts. So what were some of the things that you've learned while working in a salon?
Well, Doll Parts was actually my first experience of working in a salon ever. This was my first nail job. I was a baby nail tech when I first started. I'd only just trained. And I think working at Doll Parts was really valuable. I learned so much. There was so many other really experienced nail techs and people in the beauty industry there. It really helped me to learn from them, learn what a good client experience is like
Hmm.
behind the scenes things that aren't necessarily to do with nail art. How to communicate with people, how to build relationships, how to manage my time, and make sure that quality of my work isn't sacrificed when
Right.
implementing all of these things. So yeah, it was a really positive experience to help progress my career.
Hmm. Now, how would you describe the nail scene in Manchester, possibly?
The nail scene in Manchester is definitely getting bigger over the years.
Hmm.
I'd like to think that when I started at Doll Parts, it was very different around that time. There wasn't really that many like crazy out there nail techs that I saw of anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like the girls who own Doll Parts really thought of something cool. They really
Yeah.
built up a team of really exciting people, so creative. And I
Mhm.
think that it was quite an influential time in Manchester. We had a good stamp on it. Everyone was coming to us for the really cool nails, and now
Mhm.
it's just grown and grown. There's so many amazing nail techs in Manchester. I follow so many people, and it's just amazing. I feel like it's a nice little community. We all follow each other. It's super cute.
Yeah, it's absolutely great. That's really, really cool. I want to get into as far as pricing. So for your nail art, you offer a tier system that clients can choose from. So tell us about your nail art tier system and what will be some of your tips as far as pricing.
So yeah, we did go for a tier system for our nail art. When we was deciding how to structure our tier system, we wanted to make sure it was our main priority was to make sure that it was easy for everybody to understand, whether you booked in for
Mhm.
nails before or not. We
Right.
didn't really like the idea of price per gem and price per nail art, per nail, it just kind of
Right.
wouldn't really work with our style. We like to go a bit crazy and be spontaneous. So it helps to
Absolutely.
have things in different sections. So
Mhm.
I go from plain color, and then we have about 6 going up to insane heat because we did it off like spice levels,
Right.
and each one gets more and more advanced as you go along. I feel like
Mhm.
it really helps the clients know what kind of thing they can fit into an appointment, and it helps us
Absolutely.
manage our time and
Mhm.
stay in within like a structure throughout our day.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, most definitely. I think, with the tier system, what really is beneficial about it, is really just the complexity of the nail art, and things like that, like from like a certain level of simple to like complex. If they want something out the box or something that's really, really creative and really, really unique. And I think that's very, very important. I think the thing about with pricing, I think that's something that a lot of us as nail artists and nail techs still work on is really just finding that middle ground as far as how to price, especially when it comes down to nail art, the complexity of design, the length of the nails, the type of gel
Mhm.
enhancement or acrylic enhancement that we're using. So it's kind of a thing where, it's like a balance and act in a way.
Definitely, because like some things look really complicated, but they actually don't take a lot of time, and vice versa. Some things can look really simple, but it actually could take you almost an hour to do like a full set of
Yeah.
nail art like that. And it's kind of
Yeah.
hard for clients to understand that as well.
Right.
I'm so sorry, my cat's just jumped on me.
It's all
You
good.
can join us for a minute.
Your cat's adorable.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. But what would be like some tips, just from your personal experience as far as like pricing?
It's kind of tough actually with pricing, especially in the UK. I feel like
Mhm.
um, the industry is generally underpriced compared to other beauty services. I'm not sure if it's the same in the US. Um,
Mhm.
and where we are, people expect nails to be a lot cheaper than they should be, to be honest. So it was really
Right.
important to us to make sure that our work reflected our pricing when we were sorting out our tier system and putting everything in place. We kind of set ourselves a minimum kind of
Mhm.
minimum price that we would need to make per hour for each
Right.
appointment. And we needed to make sure that whether we were spending 4 hours on a nail set or an hour on a nail set, we was getting the same amount of money per hour, because I think
Mhm.
sometimes people put a lot of work into nail sets. It can take them 4 hours and they're just barely getting minimum wage. So you just need to make sure that you value your own work and price it accordingly. It's scary, but it just has to be done.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like here in the US, here in the US, it's regulated more so. I think, it could be regulated a little bit better here in the US. But the thing is with here in the US as far as pricing, like we do charge like, there's some that underprice a little bit, but
Yeah.
there are artists here in the US that do charge like over $100 or a couple hundred dollars for a set of nails and things
Hmm.
like that. And so I think that with pricing, like I said again, it's a certain level of a middle ground, but also too I can understand, in different parts of the world is very different, especially in the UK. I heard also
Definitely.
too, where as far as the nail industry, it's not regulated down there.
Hmm.
So the thing is that and it would be great for down there. It could be more regulated. Understanding what's what, understanding what's legal, what's not, and what's safe, what's not, and things like that.
100%. It is definitely not regulated enough here. Like, I don't know how the training courses work in the US, but here you
Mhm.
could just go and get a day course and
Right,
you can be trained and you can do nails. They
right,
don't really go into the health and safety of doing nails that much
yeah.
here in the UK, which is definitely something that needs to be improved on, alongside all the pricing and everybody valuing their own time.
Yeah, absolutely, most definitely. Like here, we have like nail and cosmetology type courses. So like for
Hmm.
me, I'm a licensed cosmetologist. So you have to obtain a certain amount of hours to be licensed. So you got to be,
Okay.
trained within a certain amount of hours. So licensed cosmetology for me where I live is 1,500 hours. With a nail tech, I think it's like 250 hours.
Yeah.
You can do like, nail school, but while you're doing it, you can also do apprenticeships at a salon and stuff like that. And that's pretty much like on the job training in terms of, within, your field. But also the thing that I think that the US nail industry could improve more, especially more so the state board type of licensing is really just being more in depth about the industry. They
Hmm.
only teach you a certain amount for you to be licensed, but not to a depth where not only you're licensed, but you're prepared mostly for the industry, because of course, the rest of the things you have to do on your own, you have to learn on your own. But I think that definitely, like, even with in you guys' case in the UK, I think there should be more in-depth preparation for the nail industry before someone just goes out there and just do nails with people.
100%. I was lucky enough that I went and did an evening course. I was working, and I think I was actually at university at the time, finishing my degree. And
Right.
I did, I think it was around 3 hours a week for a year. And that
Mhm.
was just an evening course, 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. And I had my like level 3 nail technology qualification from that. So I did
Mhm.
actually learn about health and safety a lot more in depth, but you come out and you think, what now? I don't know how to implement this into make it into a career. Everything I learned was mostly on the job after
Right.
I got a nail job. I learned off other
Mhm.
people. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have felt prepared to just go straight out there and be a nail tech immediately after I finished my course. There's so much more to it
Right.
that they don't teach you.
Yeah, absolutely, most definitely. So, what are some of your favorite nail art tools and products you use for creating nail designs?
I've recently actually purchased my favorite nail brush ever of all time, and it's actually from a brand called Yogurt Nail. I think
Okay.
it's a Korean brand actually, so I'm definitely going to try some more of their products. Usually, I have to like cut little bristles out of the brushes to make them
Yeah, me
thinner,
too.
but with this one, it was perfect. It was just perfect
Yeah,
straight out
yeah.
the box. So definitely that. I love the airbrush. I do love the airbrush. I can't get enough of it. I think it's
Mhm.
great. I
Yeah.
have some favorite chrome powders that we have off Amazon. Super
Mhm.
easy to get. They're the
Right.
Amelie ones. They have like the duochrome, like the shift. We've been using them for years. I don't think I'll ever stray away from them. And one product that's absolutely changed the game for chrome is the Brill Bird black paint. I don't know if you can
Mm.
get that in the US, but it's amazing. The chrome just stays to it. It's perfect. We've tried so many ways to get Chrome to stay, and this was the best one.
Yeah, I think I heard of Brill Bird. Yeah, Brill Bird I heard of. I think we can get it
Yeah,
in, I think. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, the thing with Korean products and especially Japanese nail products are really good. The
yeah,
thing is that like with Korean products, what I love about their products is their packaging. It's always
so
remarkable
cute.
with their
So
packaging. It's
cute.
very adorable. They
Mhm.
always have a mascot with their, different products, especially beauty products too. If you look at
Yeah,
like brands like Tony Moly, you look at like other different brands. I forgot what other brands there are out there in terms of Korean and Asian based, but they have like mascots and cute little characters that go with them, and I think that's
yeah,
so cool.
it's really cute. I definitely want to try and get some more like Korean, Japanese nail products for sure. I've only ever really heard of like the skincare and things like that, but now I think that the Asian kind of nail trends are coming over here, maybe in the US as well. And
Yeah, yeah,
I really want to learn it, to be honest. I think it's going to be booming in 2025.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, most definitely. So, what are some things you like about the nail industry, and what are some things you think the nail industry could be improved on?
I think one thing that I love about the industry is genuinely just the creativity. I think it's amazing what nail art and self-expression is possible now in just one set of nails. When I first
Right,
started, I didn't think this could be a thing at all. I just thought it was French tips, a little bit of glitter, a little bit of ombre, and I just think it's amazing
right,
how far it's come. Like
right.
when I
Yeah.
was 17, I was just having like baby boomer ombre, nothing else. And I just think it's amazing to see everyone come up with these incredible techniques and designs. It's so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely, most definitely. I love how far this nail industry has grown. It's really, I think the nail industry has really, really embraced creativity or the artistic
Mhm.
side of nails, because like how you said, especially when I first started, I was seeing a lot of people do like red nails, do like French tip and stuff like that. You thought
Mhm.
like, oh, well, this is pretty much like this is what this is, or like colorful strokes and stuff like that, and that's
Yeah,
it. But when even like I said about when I looked at Nail Pro, I looked at the competition section. Like the more you open your eyes to what's possible and what's available and what can be done on a set of nails, you're like, wow, like this you could do all this stuff on nails,
it's
or people want that
insane.
stuff. Yeah, it's insane. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think the nail shades came a long way in terms of,
Mhm.
just the products, the technology, people are using AI for nail art content and things like
Yeah,
that.
I've
So
had people bring in AI nail pictures with for me
yeah.
before.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's quite fun.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, definitely. And the thing is that like, yeah, definitely the AI aspect of things, like doing nail art with AI, or even using AI as far as like content, how to grow their social media following.
Mhm.
So, people are doing different things and taking advantage of different sources to really elevate their following, to really elevate their clientele and things like that. So it's a really awesome sight to see.
Definitely, it's really cool. And as we were saying before, in terms of what could be improved, is definitely pricing in this country.
Mhm.
Like, there's still people who expect a full set of nails to cost like
Right.
£25, which is just
Right.
crazy in today's climate. It's just not realistic. So I'm hoping that in the future the attitude will change towards nail pricing, and
Absolutely.
we'll be on the same level as lashes and things like that. People are willing to pay £70 for some lashes, but as soon as you say £70 for nails, it's a
Right.
completely different story. So
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
definitely hope that improves.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that wholeheartedly. So definitely want to get into the next question. So how have you been able to juggle being a businesswoman and nail artist with life and mental health?
I feel like juggling all these things has definitely for me come down to good planning and prioritizing my self care. When
Mhm.
we opened Confession Booth, I wanted to make sure that I prioritized myself, gave myself more downtime. I felt
Mhm.
a little bit burnt out previously where I was working. We was working too many hours. So I cut down my working hours by about 4 to 5 hours a week. And I think it's really helped me to manage my time better. It gives me time to relax, meal prep, things like that. Just such a tiny little difference in my days
Right.
has improved my mental health so much. I think it's really important to
Right.
not push yourself too far in a job like this. It's really easy to try and squeeze clients in, and you
Right.
feel guilty sometimes, but you just need to prioritize yourself and make sure you're giving yourself enough downtime. Otherwise, you'll start to hate it a little bit. I've been in that position where I thought, oh my God, do I even like this job? What shall I do? And
Yeah.
I just realized that I needed to just prioritize myself a little bit better.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Definitely prioritize yourself and things like that, because that's very, very important. I think what's not talked about in the nail industry or in the beauty industry as a whole is really the importance of mental health. And I
Mm,
think, people forget that, people who, apply, who really perform services, whether it's nails, hair, things like that, we're humans too. You know what I mean? We have our
absolutely.
own life struggles and things like that, things we have to deal with and things or priorities we have to really, do. I think that mental health should be really talked about more in the nail industry, especially in the beauty industry as a whole, because I think that's what helps upkeep the work ethic. So, the main thing is making sure we take care of ourselves the best of our ability, and of course, definitely, is definitely, having to make the money and things of that nature. I think it is trying to find that, like I said, that middle ground as far as that balance,
Yeah.
as far as taking care of ourselves while we're trying to make income and try to, feed ourselves and our families and people that we care about and things like that. So definitely mental health. There should be more conversation surrounding that in the beauty
100%.
industry. Mhm.
I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to do as much as we possibly can for people, but you just have to put yourself first sometimes, and you can't do your job properly unless you look after yourself. It
Right.
only ends up worse if you don't prioritize yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with that. So, what are some things that you found rewarding during your nail industry journey?
I definitely think one of the most rewarding things for me has been just having a social media account and having a platform on social media. Being able to
Absolutely.
share my work online has just like allowed me to connect with so many people who I never would have been able to. And just hearing see people say they love my artwork, people then becoming clients who've found me
Right.
through social media, and being able to have opportunities like this one is just amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, that's absolutely amazing. I want to get into as far as just within the journey, like what are some things you found like rewarding with being in the industry or being a salon owner and businesswoman?
Yeah, I think it's been really nice to have client relationships and have these people like appreciate me. I think that's really nice because a lot of the time you beat yourself up and you think, oh, did I do a good job? Do
Yeah,
they
yeah,
like their nails? And having these
yeah.
people consistently come back, like I've been doing nails like 3.5 years now,
Mm,
full time, and
pretty
having
good.
clients who've been coming to me for 3 years is just an amazing
Wow.
feeling to know that I'm doing something right and that they actually like me and that
Yeah.
we have a good experience.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, most definitely. I think the rewarding thing is giving back to other people. I think that's very, very important as well. Is the clients are part of the nail community. It's not just
Mhm.
us as nail techs and nail artists or manicurists. It's also the clients as well. Is really, really cool to really see and to really have more of an understanding of. There's different ways you can give back to the nail community, and that's through clients. Servicing them, making sure they feel good, getting them, what they want and what they like and things of that nature. Or, the ones that say, hey, you can do what you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care, that's really, really good because you have free reign to do whatever design you want to do on their nails. So, definitely I think just giving back to others is very, very, it's a very cool feeling.
Yeah, having people have trust in you to do things like that, like people have come to me for their engagement nails or their wedding
Mm.
nails, or and like you said, when people come and they say do whatever you like, it's like, wow, you trust me enough to do this. It's a really nice feeling.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, most definitely. So where do you see yourself in your nail career 5 years from now?
I do see myself growing and evolving like in the nail industry. But
Mhm.
obviously, we've just reached a huge milestone opening the studio, and I definitely want to stop, enjoy it, like relax
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
But in the future, I definitely like to grow my TikTok account. That is one thing that I struggle with massively, is
Mhm.
balancing that kind of social media video aspects
Mhm.
alongside everything else.
Mhm.
I can't really see myself expanding the studio because I like having a close knit little
Yeah.
feel about it. But
Mhm.
I could definitely see myself maybe going into products or even
Mm.
training in another like new trade and another beauty
Yeah.
trade.
Mm. Yeah, it's absolutely that'd be really, really cool. Like having your own brush line. I could see that.
Yeah,
Spice
that'd be
out
really cool.
products, like your own brushes or things like that. That'd be really, really cool. I want to get into as far as the next question. So as far as like just with advice, for new and up and coming nail techs and nail artists who want to get into the industry, what would be like one valuable piece of advice?
Definitely don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't
Mm.
stress yourself out. It's a journey and everybody does things at different rates.
Mhm.
I wasn't very good when I first started, and I think a lot of people who I know, they weren't the best when they started. And I think a lot of
Right.
time people will immediately think, oh, I'm not very good at this, I'm going to stop. And
Right.
it is a lot of practice with a job like this.
Mhm.
um, I think you just need to relax, take it slowly, and if you love it, you'll make it work.
Yeah,
People are
absolutely. Most
better
definitely.
at different things. You might not be good at some things, but you'll be
Mhm.
amazing at other things. You don't
Right.
have to do everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Most definitely. Where can people find you on social media and how can people support you and Confession Booth MCR?
My social media platform, Spicy Cow Nails on all platforms, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And the Confession Booth Manchester is just at Confession Booth _ MCR on Instagram. We
Mhm.
use Fresher for all of our bookings, so you can find us there as well. And I'm grateful for all the support we've received already. Even just engaging with our posts, interacting with
Mhm.
things has really helped us like grow. So
Yeah.
yeah, every little thing like that makes a massive difference, really.
Yes, absolutely, most definitely. Well, thank you so much, Elena, for jumping on. I ran into your work, on Instagram through Doll Parts. You're absolutely talented. I love your work. Your work is absolutely
Thank you so
amazing,
much.
phenomenal. I wish you the best of luck with everything. This is a very wonderful conversation, and just thank you so much. And I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. You too.
Yes, absolutely. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Hello, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also, follow me on my social media platforms and be on the lookout for more interviews to come very soon. Take care, stay healthy, and stay beautiful. Bye bye.